team picking day in my second grade was basically like the Hunger Games in tube socks. Two captains, one coach with the energy of Dick Dastardly, who held a clipboard, and me standing there as if being chosen was a referendum on my self-worth. Of course, I was chosen last. I bet you know how this goes. Captain A picks a team member from the class. Then Captain B picks someone else from the class, and it goes back and forth. I stood there as one student after another got picked, A, and then B, and then A, and B. I stood there. Even the kid with the cast got picked in front of me. They weren't just getting picked. It was like the Olympics. People were celebrating, doing high fives. I believe someone did a cartwheel. Even the kid who always cried when the ball hit him in the face, he got picked. And still I stood there. Now, in their defense, I was not athletic. I actually had a trach, so I had to press my neck to speak, and I had to breathe through the neck. So I was already different. I already felt like I didn't belong, that I was different. And as one got picked and the other got picked, I felt like a ice cream cone on the hot Phoenix asphalt street. I just was melting. I was just standing there. One got picked, the other got picked. And finally, only I was standing there. But worse than that, not being picked, that's when they started the debate in whispers. But you know, when second graders whisper, they don't really commit to the whisper. Everybody can hear them. Do I have to take her? I don't want her. Not me. You take her. No, you take her. And I stood there. And the coach, did he step up and say, let's be kind. Let's give everybody a chance. Did he say anything to change? No, he just stood there looking at his clipboard. Like that any self-respecting second grader would do. I sat down right there in the middle of the floor. You don't reject me, I reject you, is what I thought. I didn't say it because, I would have had to push the neck and speak, so I just sat in the middle of the room. You played dodgeball with me sitting here. Now, at the same time as I was having this incident happen in second grade and sitting in the middle of the gym floor, my sister, who was in first grade, was having her own little incident. We'll call it the rebellion of first grade. It was Halloween time, and so the teacher had read a story about a pumpkin and a black cat, and then she'd asked everybody in the class to draw a picture of what she just read them. So of course, most class drew pictures of pumpkins. Some drew pictures of black cats. And my sister, well, she drew a picture of Jesus on a cross, which had not been in the book at all. So the teacher goes around looking at the pictures, and she notices Bev's is quite different than everybody else. She says, Beverly, why would you draw a picture of Jesus? What did I read that reminded you of Jesus? My sister says, well, everybody else was drawing a black cat and a pumpkin, and I wanted to be different. So she drew a picture of Jesus. And the teacher just laughed. My sister, she had self-esteem. My sister had less rocks and more balloons in her backpack. And that teacher handed her a balloon by admiring her independence spirit. My sister wanted to be different. I wanted to be like everybody else. My sister had enough balloons, like the Macy's parade. I had enough rocks to fill a quarry. The dignity balloon gives a child internal freedom to be independent, to not be afraid, to be bold, to be different, to be unique, and to know that that's okay. To not flatten themselves so that they disappear into walls or try to blend in. I try to remember that my job isn't just to drive my child to appointments, to feed them, clothe them, give them shelter and stability, but to also make them know they're wanted, that they're special, that they're unique, that they're not a bother, and that so many of our foster children, or the children that we deal with that have trauma, have a backpack full of rejection, feeling like they're annoying other people. They're in the way. They're different. They don't belong. And as a person dealing with those kind of children, I try to remember that it's not just about giving them stability and food and rides, making their doctor's appointments, doing their teachers' conferences, to make sure that I let them know, I appreciate you. I enjoy you. You're wanted. You're special. You're perfect. And by doing that, we give them these blooms of dignity. We help them build resilience. I hope that you like this channel. If you do, hit like. I hope you subscribe. That helps the algorithm. As caregivers, I know some of us have rocks in our backpacks. I guess we all have rocks in our backpack, right? I hope you have enough dignity blooms to offset those rocks. I hope you know you're appreciated and that you're loved. Most of all, I hope you find the joy, seek the good, and know you're appreciated. Okay, till next time. See you later. Bye-bye.